This is an actual live call with a real commercial cleaning business owner where you get to listen in, see their challenges, and get the real solutions that I share that will help you win more contracts and get your time back. Real quick, if you don't know who I am, my name is Matt. I'm a 7-figure commercial cleaning CEO, started from scratch, hit 7 figures in less than 5 years without working full time. And in fact, our operation runs on less than 5 hours per week. There is a way to do it, but ultimately my life is in the hand of Jesus Christ, so I give him the glory and am thankful to him. And so now I do this to help you get on the same 7-figure, 5-hour per week path that I did with your commercial cleaning business. If you also want to hop on a free call or get free resources, or you want my help and the 7-figure systems and blueprint, click the link in the description or the pinned comment. All right, here's the call.
Thank you. Thank you so much, first of all, for having me, and no worries, I understand things happen.
My pleasure.
For the question, first thing I should start is where we are at, so that maybe you get a better understanding of what we are doing right now. So we are doing a lot of residential, and then we do have one commercial client.
Okay.
We used to have about 3 or 4 commercial clients, and then they all left because of something that happened from our side. It was our fault. But nevertheless, we're trying to get into commercial, and then we tried a bunch of things just so you can get an idea. We did spend a lot of money on Google Ads, and because of the way maybe we handled it, we did not see much return on it. And then we tried door knocking as well, and so on. But the thing is, the quality of leads is something that is stopping us. That's what I think. And the question was, like, what's the best way to get the quality leads that would help us we are at a very beginning stage. So it's like quality leads for our stage that would help us and get out of like doing everything by ourselves.
Okay. You said you have residential going on as well. In the past, where did you get your original commercial cleaning clients from? You have the one that's left and the few that had left. Where did they come from originally?
So it was door knocking.
From door knocking. Okay.
Yeah.
How long ago did you generate those clients? Was it last year? Was it a few months ago? How long ago was that?
It was last year's summer.
Okay. And was that you doing the door knocking, or was that someone else?
Yes, it was.
Okay. So, quick question. What prevents you from doing the door knocking still, if it brought you 4 clients before?
Because of the client that it brought was, I personally felt that they are not quality leads. It's
Okay.
like the bigger places that we tried to door knock, they were all like they had somebody at the door, basically a doorkeeper or gatekeeper, and then they were like, "Oh yeah, we appreciate you, this and that, and we'll call you if we need you." Like, I was not able to get to the decision maker, and then I felt like I've been going to offices, a lot of offices, and walking door to door, but at the end of the day, it's like, how many offices did I walk in, and how many chances did I get to speak to the decision maker? So
Sure.
that was a little bit unmotivating.
Okay.
Yeah.
And as far as your marketing material that you're using, do you have flyers, or are you just passing out cards? What were you all doing?
Just the cards.
Just
the cards
cards.
at that time.
Okay. Okay. Now, I'll be clear. I'm not the biggest fan of just door knocking either. So, I've got some ideas for you. As far as a marketing budget goes, how much? And I know you're out of the United States, right? You're in India, correct?
I had to come to India because my father was sick. We are in Canada.
Okay.
We're based in Calgary, Alberta. The company is based there. So
Okay. So give me a rough idea, and I'll try to do some currency conversion if I need to. A rough idea of what your marketing budget is. How much can you invest into growth on a monthly basis without feeling like you're stressing everyone out?
we're about $1,000 to $2,000, I think.
Okay. Oh, that's excellent. Oh, that's fantastic. First year scaling mine up, we spending average, I think, about $400 to $500 a month when we were scaling it. Um, so, which I do recommend, invest what you can. So, okay. Have you all, what kind of client is your existing commercial client? What type of facility?
Um, it's like an office connected to a warehouse.
Okay.
Like it's a chemical company.
Okay. And those other clients that you lost, you were saying those were originally kind of poor leads. They weren't really great leads. Was it just because they were just wanting a lower price?
Yep.
Okay. And what kind of facilities were they?
So one was a bookstore,
Oh
and
wow,
then
yeah.
there was there was a warehouse as well, a different warehouse.
Okay. Okay. What you all need to do to really break into commercial strong is you need to niche. And not just niche to commercial, you need to niche to a specific type of facility. For example, what we did with ours is we went after just medical offices, not hospitals, not huge surgery centers. We went after local private practices that had 3 to 6 doctors, sometimes 20 doctors on site, but they were their own organization. So we targeted medical offices locally. Now, there's tons of different types of facilities. And the reason I ask about the ones that you did service and the one you have now is if you identified a type of facility or a type of client that would be good to lean into, because what you want to do is package your service like a product for them. For example, we said that we had something called the Med Clean method at that time. Things have changed over the years, but that's how we broke in. We would go to the medical offices and say, we have a Med Clean method that we install into your facility that does all these things for you, right? And essentially it spoke to the medical managers in that community. So then you're not just another cleaning service. It actually will make it to the decision maker as, hey, here's something that's made for us, and it's going to pique their interest. Um, that's the first thing that I would encourage you to do is niche and then repackage your actual offer. That's why I was asking if you have a brochure or not. I would make a specific marketing piece that advertises a niche program to a facility type that you pick. Now, you don't want to niche too tight. If you only have, for example, 3 schools in your market, you don't just want to put all your eggs going for one of those schools, right? Or trying to win all 3 of those schools. There needs to be enough of those types of facilities there. But you want to become a specialized service for that. Now, on the flip side of that, once you have enough growth and enough of these clients, then you can branch out. And that's what we did. We essentially focused in really tight, kind of like a needle, right? You use that needle to poke
Right.
through the market, and then you can expand out on the other side. So by doing this, you're not going to be limiting yourself. You can keep your same existing business name, but you want to lean into a program that it's essentially cleaning, just called something different. And maybe you do add a few things to it. Like in ours, we talked extensively about how we use color coded microfiber and how we did certain procedures on the floors in medical facilities with our regular cleaning. And it made them feel special, right? Like, okay, these people know that I'm different. They either, if they don't treat people like me, if they don't have the clients like me, then at least they seem like they know how to serve me. Now, it came across as more authoritative because we were specialized to them and I didn't know what I was doing at the time, right? I just packaged it and we went. So that's some encouragement to you. So I would do that. And here's the neat thing too,
Got it.
is it makes your door knocking meaningful. And I would encourage you, like your door knocking doesn't need to be door knocking anymore. What you want to do is set up an opportunity to educate them. So I know here in the States, we have pharmaceutical reps or drug reps. They sell medicine. And we have people that sell all kinds of commercial services here. One of the easiest ways to do that is to do a lunch. So you, instead of knocking on a door and saying, "Hey, do you all want a quote from us?" You essentially say, "Hey, I'd like to bring you all some food." Now, you don't need to bring food to the whole office. You can bring it just to the doctors or just to the administrative department or just to the purchasing department. If it's a 1,000-person facility, maybe just bring it to 10 of the people who actually make the decisions. And that's where your marketing budget goes, is that $1,000 to $2,000 a month is going towards bringing those people some food. If you want to level it up even more, then you can actually develop a short lunch and learn presentation that's just, hey, here's the things that most of these types of clients. Most medical facilities miss with their cleaning. And so you're going to educate them while they eat. Maybe it's 10, 15, 20 minutes of a talk you give, and then you can answer some questions. So if you think of it end to end, you're essentially offering them something they can't get anywhere else. No other cleaning companies are doing that, especially where you're at. And you're then going to offer to bring them some food to help them with their day, help them feel better, to link the engagement with you, to make that connection. And then if you do go so as far as having some sort of short presentation or talk, then it escalates you to a whole nother level in their eyes. So it's a lot easier for them to say yes to that type of funnel than it is to say yes to like a cold door knock. Now, I just like fire hosed you with a lot of stuff. Um, any questions on that, or is
Jack,
that what you're looking for?
yeah, I took a lot of notes, but I do have maybe two or three questions. I'm just fired up because the time. Thank you so
Yeah,
much, first of all. And then, first time when we're getting them to like book this presentation meeting or lunch, whatever that is, what's best? To give them a call, or maybe send them an email, or uh, drop by. Which was the best
sure.
thing. Think.
So I prefer to do something, and you may have heard me talk about the triple tap method at other points in the channel. Essentially, three touches through three mediums. Medium would be phone. Another medium would be email. Another medium would be a drop by, right? So if you get a phone call and that's all you get from somebody, you might think of them as spam. But then if you get an email from them, you're like, all right, like they're at least marketing to me. They're not spam. But then if you drop by and you leave something for them, then they're going to be like, wow, okay, this person's here. They reached out to me several ways. They're legit. Now, whether they respond to you or not after that initial triple tap, it can vary. But the level of trust is a lot higher so that when you continue to follow up with them, then they're going to pay attention more, especially if you're offering a niche program. So if you're reaching out to, I'll just go back to medical because that's what I did. Is hey, we have a specific thing just for you, and this is I can bring you the information, I can drop it off for you, I can get you any info on it, I can actually bring you lunch and feed everybody. Whatever offer you want to make, I would not just pick one of those ways to do it. I would call one of those, whether it's a call, a visit, or an email, I'd just call it a burn so that you can use that later as an anchor. So you would say, you expect your phone calls to all be just really difficult. But then whenever you email them, you say, hey, I just called the other day, left XYZ voicemail. Whenever you stop by, hey, I called, left you an email. You got things to reference, right? You're building that funnel of relevance to them so that you're not a total stranger. But one of those methods, your first outreach needs to be considered that cold touch so that it's not so that you don't expect it to get as much results, but it's all the relevance behind that you say, hey, I've already reached out, I've already emailed you, here's the info that would be helpful to you. You got to build that familiarity with them, and don't do just one hits. You got to follow up with them. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. I did watch all of your things, and I tried medical thing as well, but I did not do it as a product as you explained right now. Now now it all makes sense. And then, okay. And one more question I have. Thank you so much for your time.
Sure,
One more
Mohammed.
question I have. I was thinking to focus on the construction cleanup, like uh, the companies that do construction, so we clean up after them. Because this was something we did in the past, and it brought a lot of revenue.
Hmm.
This was like about a year ago, a little more than a year ago, but they did
Okay.
bring a lot of revenue, and then this was something we were good at. They were happy, and so on.
Okay.
So,
So you're asking, should you do that? Should you go for
yeah,
construction cleaning? Um, if you know how to do it and you do a good job with it, absolutely lean into it. I would make sure you have a conversion process for turning those buildings you did the construction cleaning for into recurring clients. That's what'll make it truly valuable. It'll become a lead generator for you for those recurring clients. If even still, construction cleaning can still be good. There are some trade-offs, right? Like cash flow is a little bit different. It's project oriented. You got to figure everything out every single time. But if you already have familiarity with it and you can lean into it and make a construction cleaning program, just niche to that, and then have it convert to recurring, I think that's great.
Thank you so much. No, that's it for today for me. I
Yes,
mean, I have
sir.
all my questions answered. Appreciate it.
Glad to help, Mohammed. Yes, thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it so much.
Yep.
Thank you so
You
much.
too. You too.
All right. Have a good day.
Too. Bye. If you heard yourself in this call, you run a commercial cleaning business, and you want to get on the path to 7 figures in 5-hour weeks, click the link in the description or the pinned comment. That's where you can get started with free resources, hop on a free call with me, and even get my help and the commercial cleaning 7-figure systems and blueprint. Thanks so much for watching. Again, my name is Matt. I'm your 7-figure commercial cleaning CEO, and I hope that you learned something that helps you with your commercial cleaning business. Click the link or continue watching this next video, and I hope to meet you soon and to help you get on the path to a 7-figure commercial cleaning business and 5-hour weeks. Stay blessed.